Rivian R1S is the 7-seat electric crossover built on the same platform as another Rivian model, the R1T electric pickup. Rivian R1S is targeting Tesla Model X, which is the only other 3-row all-electric SUV currently available. Externally, the electronic crossover is a fairly large car with high ground clearance. The exterior design may seem rough to some, but this is the essence of the crossover's character, which should seem brutal. The power drive of the electric crossover is represented by 4 electric motors which provide Rivian R1S with acceleration dynamics to 100 km/h in 3 seconds. The maximum cruising range of the crossover is 660 km. Inside, the crossover is notable because of the fact that it is a 7-seater. Moreover, the rear rows of seats can be folded or retracted completely, turning the R1S into a full-fledged truck. The base Rivian R1S starts at $70,000. Koreans, unlike the Chinese, do not lure former designers of famous auto brands to create clones, but really make unique images. The new Kia EV6 was no exception. The interior of the Kia EV6 is as original as its exterior. The virtual instrument panel is replaced by the same 12-inch display as the screen of the multimedia complex. The crossover is offered in 5 trim levels, starter version of standard range. In this case, you get an electric car with a motor on the rear axle giving out 170 horsepower, which can travel on a single 58 kWh battery charge for 400 kilometers. Among the interesting features of the car, remote self-parking, launched from a smartphone, Meridian sound system with 14 speakers, the ability to recharge the battery of a dead brother from a full electric car. In stock, the Kia EV6 is estimated at €40,000. Audi has unveiled the Q4 e-tron electric car, its first model on the Volkswagen MEB platform. This is a premium analog of Skoda Enyaq i5 and Volkswagen ID.4 released last year. The powertrain of the Audi Q4 e-tron features 2 electric motors, one each on the front and rear axles, which form the innovative quattro-electric all-wheel drive. Working in tandem, both electric motors provide the Audi e-tron with a power of 225 kilowatts, accelerating the electric car to 100 km/h in 6.3 seconds and developing a top speed of 180 km/h. The electric vehicle has a lithium-ion battery with a capacity of 82 kWh. Its body occupies almost all the space between the axles of the electric car, which provides it with excellent directional stability and sharpness of control. The battery provides the Audi Q4 e-tron with 450 km of range. At the base price of $45,000, the car is actually cheaper than the Q5 petrol SUV. The Volkswagen ID.4 is the first crossover in the brand's electric lineup. The exterior of the new ID.4 did not come as a surprise. As expected, the exterior of the crossover is styled based on the younger model, ID.3. Moreover, the version for Europe and the USA is almost identical to the design of the ID.4 Cross model, intended for the Chinese market. For the sake of minimalism, the exterior was almost completely deprived of the analog keys. They are responsible only for the windows and the alarm. All other buttons are touch-sensitive, including those on and around the steering wheel. In addition, the new electric crossover Volkswagen ID.4 has got the contour adaptive backlight, ID Light, which can flexibly change the color of individual elements, 30 options to choose from. The standard version, with an electric motor located on the rear axle of 204 horsepower, gets to 100 and can accelerate there in 8 seconds, and its maximum speed reaches 160 km/h. Also, there is a battery with a capacity of 82 kWh that should be enough for a route of 520 km. In Germany, the Volkswagen ID.4 in the initial version of the Pro will cost €43,000. Last winter, Volvo Geely-owned Polestar unveiled the futuristic Polestar Precept concept, which was supposed to show what the future production models of the brand will look like. However, this sample was so warmly received by experts and the public that the company decided to make it a production model. Polestar hasn't provided any timing details, but we expect it to come out as 2023 model. The creators will place special emphasis on the environmental friendliness of the model. In addition to being an emission-free electric vehicle, Polestar Precept's interior is crafted using renewable and recycled materials, including natural linen as well as bottles, fishing nets and other plastic waste. The technical specifications of the Polestar Precept are unknown, but they will certainly be better than the current Polestar 2. A pair of 300 kilowatt electric motors and a 78 kWh battery that provides a range of 500 kilometers. The stylish four-door sedan will be assembled at the company's new factory in China, which they want to make carbon neutral and one of the most high-tech in the world. Second-generation Nissan Leaf, front-wheel drive, 5-door hatchback, and the most popular car of its kind in the world. Nissan Leaf looks attractive, expressive, dynamic and aggressive, and its design fully corresponds to the current design styling of the Japanese brand. The interior is decorated without zest, although it is not devoid of interesting design solutions. Stylish instrument cluster, embossed multi-steering wheel, and an unusual transmission selector. Nissan Leaf is powered by an AC electric motor that generates a maximum of 150 horsepower, and the power supply of the power plant is carried out by traction batteries with capacity of 40 kWh. The maximum Leaf is capable is 144 km/h, and it reaches the first 100 in 7.9 seconds. The passport range of the car on one charge depends on the cycle of movement. In the Japanese, it's 400 km. In the European, it's 378 km. At home, the electric car is estimated at $29,000. Electric crossover Nissan Ariya. With Leaf electric hatchback, Nissan hit the bullseye. Almost 500,000 cars were sold worldwide in less than 10 years. Now, it's time to replicate and build on this success in an even more promising and marginal battery-powered crossover segment. The Ariya itself, thanks to its coupe-like silhouette, looks compact, but in length and width, it is comparable to the current Nissan X-Trail crossover. The Nissan Ariya is the first model on a new electric platform from the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance, which is designed for a whole range of electric vehicles. The main innovation compared to the same Leaf is the rear independent suspension and the ability to install an electric motor on the rear axle. There are 5 modifications to choose from. The base Nissan Ariya has a traction battery with a capacity of 63 kWh, and it has the smallest passport mileage in the family, just 340 km on a single charge. The electric motor of such a crossover produces 218 horsepower, and the maximum speed of a single-engine versions is limited to 160 km/h. Nissan Ariya price tag starts from $40,000. With Chevrolet Bolt hatchback, General Motors set out to disrupt the market of affordable electric vehicles, but progress has been modest. Since 2017, a little more than 100,000 of these machines have been sold around the world under various brands. For example, Tesla Model 3 sedan, only in 2020 and in the US market alone, sold more than 167,000 items, but GM hasn't yet abandoned Bolt. On the contrary, restyling was carried out and a potentially more demanded crossover version called Bolt EUV was built. They are designed for a young audience, so the design is appropriate, futuristic, and the sizes are modest, just right for people who did not have time to get a big family. An electric motor is installed on the front axle with a return of 204 horsepower. The traction battery, with a capacity of 65 kWh, appeared back in 2020. According to the passport, the cross version of Bolt can travel 402 km on a single charge. The charger supports connection to both 120 and 240 volt terminals. In 30 minutes of connection to the network, the traction battery is charged by about 40% or 150 km of run. Bolt EUV is priced at $44,000. Opel Mokka E 2021 is a new electric crossover from Opel. It received a completely new look in accordance with the new Opel visor concept. On the one hand, it is quite futuristic, but on the other, the car doesn't look strange and nothing in it gives out an electric heart. The interior design is built around two displays, a concept the company calls the Opel Pure Panel. Apparently both we will see in the most of the next Opel new products. The car is equipped with 136 horsepower electric motor. The maximum speed is limited at around 150 km per hour, but the manufacturer says nothing about acceleration to 100 km per hour. The battery capacity of 50 kW per hour, which should be enough for 322 km of road, according to the measurements on the WLTP cycle. Opel has announced European prices for the Mokka crossover. The ICE version starts at €20,000, the electric version starts at €33,000. Released in 2012, Renault Zoe hatchback is one of the most popular electric vehicles in Europe. 38,000 cars were sold the last year, but for all 7 years of the conveyor life, the model has hardly undergone any changes. So this modernization is the most ambitious for Zoe. External changes are not fundamental. New bumpers are similar to the previous ones, but all the lighting equipment is now diode, already in the basic configuration, and the rear turn signals are made in the form of a ticker. The Zoe's interior is completely new, with synthetic upholstery made of recycled materials and full LED backlighting. The driver now has a 10-inch display with beautiful instrument graphics and a navigation map. The main thing is that the capacity of the lithium-ion traction battery has been increased from 41 to 52 kW per hour. So the mileage on a single charge has grown from 317 to 390 kilometers. In addition, there is a motor of 135 horsepower. With it, Renault Zoe can accelerate to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 10 seconds, when the maximum speed is 140 kilometers per hour. Prices in France now start at €23,000 including subsidies.